Yes, guys, how you doing? Welcome back to the Spurs Talk Show. How are you? How are you? It's Monday. Happy Monday. Hope you're all happy and healthy doing the things that you love with those you love to do them with. Guys, do me a favor. If you don't mind, as always, it's very simple. Smash the like button for me on your way in. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell and drop a comment or two. Let me know your thoughts as we get through today's show. A little bit of transfer news, views, and clues for you. As always, I will be doing my best to chinwag with the chat as we get into it. But I want to talk a little bit about this kind of centre-back, this left-sided centre-back story. Right? We know we're looking for strikers. We know we're looking for left wingers. Stories out regarding Malik Fofana, 50 million euro option. It's a player that's on my list for sure. He's injured at the moment. He'll be back in January. Do you want to buy an injured player? I think he's going to miss quite a long time. So I think he'll be back in action by about the end of January. So considerations there, right? We know that we've got Ademola Lookman on the radar. Apparently, Galatasaray are about to bid 40 million euros for him, which is the number that Atalanta wanted at the end of the summer. We weren't prepared to pay it. A happy Lookman is cheap at 40 million euros, in my opinion. 33 million quid. I mean, that's Mathys Tel money, right? Probably slightly less than Mathys Tel money. I don't know if you want to go to Turkish football right now. The whole place feels like it's in a little bit of disarray. A lot of corruption, allegations, lots of issues over there. Some players might be looking to leave. Players like Victor Osimhen might be wanting to get out. They're earning a lot of money. Lots of opportunities to maybe look at Turkish football as a place to bring players away from. But look, Galatasaray, Fenerbahce, Besiktas, they are throwing a lot of money at trying to close the gap and trying to make Turkish football a bit more of a serious league, a place where people want to go to. Well, that needs to start with having corruption-free or at least mitigated corruption. And like I've said before, I think we spoke about this on Football Inc. You know, the corruption that's happening in Turkey, I'm sure it's happening everywhere else. I really am sure it is. Yeah, Paul Petty, I can see there, mate. I did say on Football Inc. Oh, why is that so big? Pause. Yeah, Galatasaray sniffing around Nusa last night. Antonio Nusa, what a player he is, right? He's been on my list. I told you guys, I think about 3 months ago, I put a tweet out about this. Maybe 2 months ago. I said Antonio Nusa, Iliman Ndiaye, Ademola Lookman, Stamenyo, Fofana, or who was the sixth one? Or Kenan Yildiz. And all 6 of those players are linked with Tottenham. Just saying. I'm just saying. Hashtag just saying, bro. Just saying. We're linked with all of them. And Nusa last night was sensational, wasn't he? Absolutely fantastic. What a player. I wouldn't be surprised if he was worth... By the way, Norway. Like, what are we doing here? The most unbelievable campaign. Only conceded 4 or 5 goals, scored about 40. I mean, Haaland smashing it up. Odegaard wasn't even around for a lot of that particular campaign. Nusa just phenomenal. Look, Norway haven't been in the World Cup for a long time. They might be, you know, if around the office, if you're doing a sweepstake, Norway might not be a bad little team to get for potentially, you know, I don't know, like as a third place playoff or whatever. I don't know how these sweepstake things work anymore. But if those sorts of things happen, you wouldn't be too mad if you got Norway. Guys, let's find out how everyone's doing. As I say, please smash the like button, smash the subscribe, hit the notification bell, drop a comment, let me know your thoughts. And this video is always going to be uploaded straight after this show. It's going to be on Spotify and it's going to be on Apple Pods. So if you are into the podcast thing, then please do look up Spurs Talk Show and give us a follow and a rating. You can find the links in the description. Let's say hello to some people. Geek Jinx in the house. Big up to you, Geeko. Good to see you, mate. Hope you're okay. Mark Taylor's in the house as well. Big up to you, Marky. Hope you're okay, my man. Geek is saying, if the whole Van der Vaart thing is going to happen, Van der Vael thing is going to happen. Van der Vael like that. I think we would like to have Vuskovic back. Maybe Dragou can fill that hole, or until we get another centre back. This would not be a topic if we scored, but lacking so many goals turns us desperate to find a solution. It doesn't help that Van der Ven is doing good in that position with the Oranges, but I still believe if our front line was banging in 10, it would be in. Listen, I just think that Tottenham need to take advantage of the opportunities that the squad presents itself. You have to make do with what you have, but I don't think we are. Look, I totally get that we have injury problems. I totally do. And I totally get that it's early days in the Thomas Frank ecosystem, his model, his time. There's no rush from me. I'm not saying we have to be, doing better than we are necessarily. I'd like to see better football. But we got 12 injuries. We might have another injury now. Pape Sarr apparently is out injured. Apparently he wasn't feeling well. He got taken off the pitch by Pape Tel, who's the Senegal manager. That it was a precautionary, he got a knock and then he wasn't feeling well. You've still got blinding me here. You've still got Berghvall, who was released from Swedish international duty. He's still struggling with that concussion. How hard was he hit, by the way? I feel like I've been hit harder by Bugsy Malone when she's chasing after the ball. Not sure. But obviously it's really affected him. Bentancur's not back until... I think Bentancur's got one more game for Uruguay on Wednesday night at midnight. Our time. So that's Tuesday night their time, I think. Or Tuesday evening or whatever. So he'll be exhausted. He'll be jet lagged. We really are struggling. And listen, my point is not about Arsenal game necessarily, but I'm just saying that you either have managers that expect everybody to pivot to them, or you have managers that are adaptable that pivot to what they have. And I think most of the managers that we've had recently have expected everybody in the squad to pivot to their style. And I thought that Thomas Frank was someone that was going to basically make the most of what he had. And I'm not saying he hasn't. I'm not saying he won't. I'm just saying that's my expectation, that he has enough kind of options and aces up his sleeve to be able to find the best way to put the team out. And I think that when you look at Micky van der Ven, I think that he's a top level player at certain things. But if you take away that particular thing, which is his pace, then he's really not that extraordinarily spectacular. He's not fantastic in the air. He's not fantastic in his positional sense. He's very good at slide tackling, and he's obviously very good at recovery tackles and getting us out of jail. But if you're going to play a lower line than we did under Ange Postecoglou, and if we're not necessarily playing possession-based football either, and we're trying to get in towards, somewhat transitional football, somewhat counterplay, then you have a weapon there. You have a weapon that you might not be using that much defensively, but you could use offensively. And I've been saying this to you guys for a few days, for a few weeks, really, that you need to kind of take advantage of that, but you can't do it with a back four. So today, I want to go through some of the options. I've got the Y Scout. I thought I did. Yeah, I do. I've got the Y Scout tool in front of me, and we're filtering by left-footed, left-sided defenders, either in a back three or a back four. And we're looking at players that might be able to come in to be able to, give us a little bit more depth in that regard, and see where they land. A lot of them have already been taken, right? This is the problem. This is like last summer was actually a really specific summer. There was a lot of options in the striker market that ended up being absorbed very easily, and Tottenham didn't. There's a lot of options in the left-sided centre-back role, left-footed players that are very, very they're scarce as a resource. And so, it's important that you take those opportunities to sign those players when you can, because left-footed, left-sided centre-backs are they're always valuable. They're always about 20% more valuable than the right-footed ones, because they are, people always like to have balance, especially if you're playing a back four in possession-based football. So at the top end of the market, you need players that are left-footed and left-sided on the left-hand side and right-footed, right-sided on the right-hand side. It's not rocket science, right? Anyway, let's quickly go and see some more people before we get into today's show. Big up to you, Marshall. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you, Moddy Marshall. Good to see you. Jake Evans, morning, my content creators. Glad to make a live. Good to see you, Jake. Hope you're okay, my man. Afternoon, James. Here we go. Big up to you, Sully. Good to see you, my man. Big up, Sean, the king of transfer chat. Yeah. I like a bit of transfer chat. I like a bit of transfer chat. Adam Horlocks in the house. Big up to you, buddy. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Big up, Jimmy. Interesting for North London derby now that Gabriel is injured. Yeah, it's a slight benefit, isn't it? They've still got a lot of talent. They've got so much depth that it's like they're still going to be very strong, whatever happens. They could have 5 more injuries and they'll still be very, very strong. But it's a bit of an evener, I guess. They're going to be probably slightly less effective than they otherwise would be from set pieces against us, like in their offense and our defense, which is good. But they're still going to have 4 or 5 different players that they can play in there. Mascara. I'm not sure if Quentin Timber's fit. They've got a few players on there. Jason Raymond, big up to you, my man. Big up to you, buddy. Big up to you, Paul. Big up to you. Let's have a look. Who else we got? Who haven't I said hello to yet? Future's bright. Afternoon, Sean, my brother from another mother. Big up to you, buddy. I hope you're okay, my man. Good to see you. James is here as well. Ferrell Torres as well. You mean Ferran Torres? Ferrell Torres. I like that. Very cool. Now, a lot of people, I put that video out last night. A lot of people were like, he's dog shit. I mean, he's not. He's definitely not dog shit. 100% he isn't. He's starting for Barcelona. Now, I'm not saying, Harrods Tupperware is the way to go. He is a good player. He's not as good as others, but it's a dry market. So the Ferran Torres thing, I don't think 65 million euros is the right price, by the way. I think if you were to offer 40, but then is it better just to wait until you get a player that that you want? But I don't know who that player is. I really don't know who that player is in the striker market. Are you realistically ever going to get Osimhen to come to Tottenham? No. Is Vlahovic that secure of an option? No. Jonathan David? Not really. You look around, Igor Thiago at Brentford. Why? Because of one good season, half a good season? What are we doing here? There's risks everywhere. Unless you're going to go out and get like an Alex Isak and bring him to Tottenham, which of course you're not. Look at players like Benjamin Sesko. Everybody at Tottenham would have been made up. Everybody at Tottenham, every single one of you, myself included, would have been absolutely delighted if we signed Benjamin Sesko in the summer. Anyone that says that otherwise is lying, in my opinion. Every single one of you that knows that is around the frequents these sorts of things. Nobody didn't want Benjamin Sesko. He's gone to Manchester United. At the time, I said it's too much money. They paid £85 million for the guy, and he hasn't done anything. He's done nothing. So, I think there's risks. There's risks in every department. And look at, of course, the Irish fella, Troy Parrott. Now I'm seeing all across my WhatsApp groups that we blame Daniel Levy for letting go of Troy Parrott. I mean, and by the way, congratulations to him. Unbelievable moment for him. Unbelievable moment for Irish people. I am half Irish, but now I'm getting my Irish passport, so I've got, I can put the old the clover on my chest or whatever. But at the same time, we have to come on, let's not sort of throw the baby out with the bathwater because he had a good game against Portugal and a good game against Hungary. It's going to be very difficult to find a striker that anyone's happy with because we're still trying to replace Harry Kane, and it's the impossible task, isn't it? It's like going out with a guy on the street who's an average 6 out of 10, earns average money, somehow managing to go out with a superstar celebrity or whatever, and then she passes away whilst being in love with you, and she's the love of your life. Where are you going to go from there? Unless you go and get yourself another celebrity, which is unlikely, you're always going to feel like you're not quite replacing apples for apples. Like button has been smashed, says Paul. Big up to you. I hope everyone's smashing that like button. There's 200 people here straight out of the traps. We're good to see you. Good to see you. But we definitely need some of those like button love that you guys are so good with. Appreciate you guys. You guys smash the granny. Whenever I do a lot of video and upload, you guys smash the granny out of the like button at a disproportionately insane level. Live streams, need a little bit more of the same sort of touch of love. But I'm not going to sit there and tell you what to do. I just hope that you can come to the same conclusion. Big up to Spurs Kings in the house as well. My man, he's enjoying the conspiracy show. But I've got to be honest with you guys. I've got to be honest with you. I've just started that conspiracy channel. I know I keep talking about it on here, and I know to a lot of you it's probably not that important. It's like whatever, that stuff's weird and not going to waste my time. It's fast becoming my most fun channel. It's fast becoming it. I love Spurs Talk Show. I love Football Inc. Spurs 5's cool. Sean Butler TV is just for financial stuff of football, so it's a little bit more boring, but I kind of, it's fine. But I got to be honest, that the Rabbit Hole Ramblings is so much fun, so much fun. We've got another show tomorrow night at 9 p.m. So please do search for Rabbit Hole Ramblings on YouTube and give us a follow if that's your sort of thing. Big up to you, Dean. Oh, Houdini's in the house. Big up, Dino. Good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Member of the show as well. Also, Mr. Super Sticker Train commencer every single day. We got Roy Viking. Big up to you, Roy. Imagine Norway qualifying for the World Cup and Spurs bagging an international trophy in the same year. Football's a proper buzz these days. Yeah, you've had a good year, haven't you, Roy? You've had a good year. Getting into the World Cup. Congratulations, man. You guys absolutely smashed it. Like, smashed it out of the park, by the way. I think you had like an average of 4 goals a game, or, well, you had a 4-goal supremacy per game, which is madness. Absolute madness. I just wonder, Erling Haaland at the World Cup. Just saying. He's very difficult to stop. He's very difficult to stop. If you can keep him fit and you guys play the same way you handle that qualification tournament, and you've got good players. You've got Antonio Nusa, you've got Udogie. You've got good players around that park. I think that if Norway get a good draw, there's no reason to think that Norway couldn't get to the quarterfinals. And then after that, it becomes a lottery. You'll get out of the group stage, in my opinion. So good luck to you. Good luck to you. I appreciate the super chat, mate. Very, very generous of you as well. Good year for Norwegians, apart from Helga's, who never returned my text. Bonner is back, baby, says Geek. I get the feeling we may get Kula back very soon. I can't wait to see him back. Hope Sarr's not got a dead leg. He'll be out for the rest of the season. The way that Pape Tel said that they said he was unwell. I don't know if that was just a language thing, like he was injured, or whether he was actually unwell, as in like he didn't feel well. And if so, again, you could take that in 2 ways, couldn't you? Could be like, oh, he just feels a little bit sick after getting hit. Could have a headache or whatever. Get him off. But yeah, we've definitely got problems. Definitely got major problems. We've got another super sticker. The super sticker train. The super sticker train is well and truly commenced. Big up to you, Houdini. Big up to you, Houdini. Love you, my man. Thank you very much indeed for your support, as always, buddy, as always. Be careful on those super stickers, my man. Like, as I said to you before, your wife's probably going, when can we please go to anywhere other than Pizza Express? Sorry, love. I supported too many Spurs talk shows and Football Incs over the last month. Appreciate though, Dino. You're a very, very generous man, mate. And it does mean the world. All right, let's have a Mars is a chocolate bar. It's an absolute classic 3-for-all. It is. I'll never ever forget the day that Nikos. You might be watching this. I'll never ever forget the day that Nikos said, "Listen, stop. What do you mean, right? Mars, right? This planet in the sky. Yeah. Let's just not forget. 40 years ago, Mars was just a fucking chocolate bar." And he meant it so sincerely as well. He meant it so sincerely. Oh, he is. Big up, Nikos. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear. There he is. There he is. Sensational timing, Nikos. Sensational timing, my man. Big up, Billy. Big up, Billy. Nah, listen, I love Nikos. He's an absolute legend. And that will live in infamy or fammy, whatever. Fammy? Doesn't make sense. Infamy. What is the opposite of infamy? Fammy, I guess. Your ears are burning. Yeah, like the sun that is only a couple of miles up in the sky. It's fantastic, mate. Fantastic. Sorry for everyone who's like, yeah, listen. It's just you have to check out Rabbit Hole Ramblings, right? You have to check out Rabbit Hole Ramblings every Tuesday night and Friday night. Sensational stuff. Sensational stuff. Right, let's get into some transfer news, views, and clues for you, shall we? So, listen, we started with this Ademola Lookman. So, Calcio Mercato are reporting that Galatasaray have prepared and are about to offer a 40 million euro offer for Ademola Lookman. And then this, to me, adds another bit of a spanner in the works. As I said, I'm not sure about the whole Galatasaray thing. Does everyone want to go to Turkish football right now? But they are definitely making a move. There's a lot of money in Turkey, that hasn't been there, and it doesn't make a huge amount of sense. If you look at places like Fenerbahce, so Fenerbahce only had revenues of 110 million euros last year, which is the same sort of level as Leicester City in the Championship, and yet they're finding ways to break ridiculous, finding ways to pay players ridiculous sums of money because of their tax loopholes and stuff like that. They're able to attract all of this money. Now, Ulrika, if she's watching us, that's hilarious, random fish. That is absolutely. That's sensational. That's absolutely sensational. Yeah. Please get over there. It's my new pet. My new pet vibe. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's so good. Ulrika has been saying to me, Sean, you've got to look into Abramovich, right? He's getting over to he's in Galatasaray. A lot of money's flowing in that way. Russian money, Russian oligarch money is trying to get involved in Turkish football. Wouldn't surprise me. It would make a lot of sense. I personally think there's connections to Saudi money in Turkey. There's a lot of players that go to Turkey via Saudi. 6 months in, John Duran did it. There's loads of other examples of players that leave Turkey and end up going there before they make their way back to Europe. So it's fascinating. But we've been talking about it on this channel. There's a lot of left wingers out there that we can go for. I spoke about those 6 already, and we're linked with all of them. We are linked with all of them, right? Kenan Yildiz, Ademola Lookman, Malik Fofana, Iliman Ndiaye, Antonio Nusa, and Semenyo, for example. I'm saying, well, look, even if it's true that Arsenal are looking for one of them, even if it's true that Liverpool are looking for one of them, I doubt that Chelsea really have the space to find one. But even if that's true, then there's 6 players out there that would all be able to that teams like Tottenham or teams in the Premier League could be able to outperform on the wages front and be able to convince them to come. So, I don't mind any of those 6, to be honest. I'll be happy with any of those 6. If Lookman does go to Liverpool, fair enough. If Yildiz does go to Arsenal, fair enough. I get it. There's pecking order politics going on. But there's still 4 other players there that would immediately improve us, that we could afford, that we could pay the wages, etc. And really, I don't know what other teams in Europe are really looking for left wingers. And then Galatasaray pops up as an option. And Galatasaray does have that tax benefit. So that's a bit of a concern. If they're just looking at Lookman, then Lookman to me is the obvious easiest one. Kenan Yildiz is going to take a hell of a lot of money to get him out of Juventus. Even in a world where Paratici can pull his strings or whatever, the player still has to want to come to Tottenham. He doesn't really want to leave Juve. He's got a 5 million euro contract offer. He wants 6 million. 5 million euros a year is 100,000 euros a week, which is about 80 grand in pounds, which is chump change for a top level footballer. He wants 6 million. Juve can't apparently afford to pay it. Gives you some insight into the predicament that they're in. You know, 100 grand a week is nothing to a Premier League club. It really isn't. So, but then you go, okay, so what? So Tottenham could offer him 160, right? Just smash it. Here's 8 million euros a week, 8 million pound a year, whatever. 160 grand. So that's 9 million euros a year. You're almost getting twice what you've been offered. Come to Tottenham. Paratici, figure it out with Juve. But Arsenal can match that. Liverpool can match that. So that's the concern. It's just another kind of sort of cog in the, another kind of like stick in the spokes, if you like. Hang on a second. I'm in Bodo now. Are you in Bodo? Are you? Send me Helga's number and I'll get in touch. A legendary video shout out will be on its way shortly after. Roy, I'll send you, if I've still got it on my phone, I'll send you her number. Well, I'll send you the number that she sent me. That would be fucking hilarious. That would be so good. I'll message you on Twitter afterwards. That would be a bit creepy, little bit creepy. Do you remember this kid? Do you remember this guy that you met last, what was it, March? No, this March. It was March, wasn't it? It was the same year. Not that creepy then, right? As long as it's in the same general bracket. I've got a number. I've got the number she gave me. So we'll find out. Big up, Shawnee. We should go for Troy Parrott. 5-2. This is what I'm talking about. Big up to you, Shay Bryant. But like, what are we doing here? I've seen it in my WhatsApp groups as well. Was it May? Was it May? No, it's not creepy at all. It's not creepy at all. Well, maybe I'll give her a call myself. Sorry about the lack of correspondence. Yeah, Troy Parrott. Look, I mean, he looks like a good player. He's definitely coming of age, isn't he? Definitely coming of age. Helga might be a gigantic conspiracy theorist and thought you were some football douche. She did strike me as an open-minded person when I said to her, I'm going to be in Bilbao regardless. If you guys beat us, and she went, absolutely, I'll come and stay with you. She didn't know me from Adam. Just some fat bozo with an English accent who's like fucking 15 years older than her. She's open-minded enough to believe that Mars was just a chocolate bar. Definitely the truth. That's definitely the truth. But yeah, Troy Parrott, listen, I don't know. I haven't watched him closely enough. I saw the hat trick. I thought, I mean, two of the goals were very similar, weren't they? Sort of like poachy sort of stuff. I didn't see the first goal that he scored. Yeah, people. I mean, this is just the overreactionary kind of response of football fans, especially those that probably have a vested interest in Ireland. If you're, I don't know, you sound Irish. Are you Irish? Shay Bryant sounds probably Irish. And listen, I get it. I understand. And if you are Irish, congratulations to you, buddy. Congratulations to you. It's the first time I've seen your name on here as well. So if you're new around these here parts, then good to see you, my man. Good to see you. Some people on here don't know their Roman gods, for Staffordshire. 100%. I mean, you know, the Roman Empire. You know, I'm not sure. Listen, Nikos. I think Nikos believes that the world started a lot sooner than the rest of us. So, but listen, this is not me knocking Nikos at all. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm thirsty for the opinions. I'm thirsty for them. Does anyone have a phone number for City Fibre? They make it impossible to speak to a human. That's a conspiracy. Oh, the old AI conspiracy. 100%. 100%. The Irish bars in Dubai have jokingly rebranded as Parrott's Bar. What? Patient of 8? Very good. Now, listen, congratulations to Ireland. Congratulations to Norway. Congratulations to everyone that's qualified. Congratulations to England and Harry Kane. Got another 2 goals last night. It's just run of the mill, isn't it? Right, it's just par for the course for him. Par for the course. Speaking about par for the course, I might be joining a golf club. A little bit of news in my personal life. I might be becoming a new member at Fox Hills, and so you will be getting some of the live streams where I'll be walking along talking to you, and I'll be saying, put the thing down and say, now watch this drive, and I'll be spanking the ball 400 yards over to the right onto the next fairway. All right. Let's even the airport was jokingly posting it's Parrott's International Airport. Jesus Christ. Remember to clean your balls. I thought that's what Helga was for. I miss her so much. Yeah, 150 forward, 250 to the right. I've got a vicious slice. Box Hills is your dad's local. Yeah, nice, man. Nice. It's just down the road from me. I was a member there years ago. And I might rejoin. it. Maybe. But it's difficult because I've got like 700 channels, haven't I? I've got more channels than a psychic. So how are you gonna make time to do all these streams uploads if I'm also out on the course trying to hit 72? My handicap is it was. I was a member at Berghvall in 2023, and I was about 17. My lowest I ever got down to was about 12 when I was in the city, when I was doing finance. Yeah, my short game is my weakness. Although, have you seen this? Maybe this is something for the conspiracy channel, but have you seen these new goggles that you've got? I mean, it looks like a race helmet that you've got to put on. Massive goggles, but you can now it basically turns the green into like a computer game. It measures out all of the undulations and it turns it into a grid system, and then it gives you like a putting line to be able to get it into the. It's it's not good for a quick game of golf, but there is the technology now that allows you to literally in real time be able to sit there and pull the thing down, look around the green, and it will like pick the spots where you are, where your ball is, where the putting, where the hole is, and then it measures the entire undulations and everything and tells you where you need to aim for and gives you a marking spot. It's wild. I'll be bringing that up on conspiracy on the conspiracy channel for sure. But yeah, no, I've always been okay. I've always got my drive is my best bit. I love the drives because I'm a big fella and I've got decent technique. I can get it. I hit the ball about 290, sometimes 300 on a flat surface, no wind or whatever. But then I go to shit around the edges. I'm terrible around the short game. Absolutely awful. Anyway, I've been rambling on. Let's talk about some football, shall we? Let's get this thing up. Right, so I want to show you this. So I don't know if you guys remember that I spoke to you about. We should probably be asking Vuskovic to be learning how to play on the left-hand side, right? Because he's young enough. I know he's right-footed, but he's young enough to be able to not indoctrinate him to a certain specific side. Well, I went and looked on the Y-Scout today. I'm not sure if you can see this over here, but in the last 15 games, whatever it is, he's played 41% of his minutes on the left side. He's played 14% of them in the middle of a back three, and he's played 31% of his minutes on the right-hand side. Can you see that? Is that on the screen? Yeah, cool. So I would hope that this is by design. I would hope this isn't just sort of complimentary. I really do hope that we are getting this guy to be the left-hand sided player, because if we are, there's a lot of top players, right? There's a lot of top centre backs that play on the left-hand side that happen to be right foot dominant, but they're capable also of playing on the left-hand side. Think about Mark Gahey, for example, is probably the best example, right? And I would love to see Luka Vuskovic come back to Tottenham in the summer, having played the majority of the season on the left-hand side. Because if that's the case, then we have an unbelievable value proposition there. If he becomes a left-footed player that is right dominant but can also play just as much consummate ease on the left-hand side and with his left foot, then guys, the guy might be worth 100 million quid by the time he's 21, 22 years old. I'm not even joking about that. Right? His aerial threat is insane, defensively and offensively. Yes, he hasn't got the pace, but not everyone's going to have that pace. It's not necessarily a problem. He has an unbelievable foot on him to score goals. Positional sense. He's strong. He's physical. He's not fast. He isn't fast. But you play for a certain team with a mixed bag of defensive balance. Really, it's really. I'm so happy. I literally had no idea. I looked at this. I was like, I just wonder where they're playing him. I just assume they'd be playing him on the right hand side, but he's playing. Okay, it's not a majority, but it's a sort of relative majority of his minutes on the left hand side. So important, so important. Now, I'm not suggesting we bring him back, right? I'm not suggesting we bring him back at all. Let me get rid of this for a second. But let's have a look at what we can do in the market, right? Because I genuinely believe that we need to do something. I totally understand now why it is that we are looking at players to come in and do this thing, because I genuinely think that Tottenham are I really hope that I'm not saying they're listening to me or other people that are saying this. I just hope they're on the same page, that if we can get a back three going, then we can use Micky van der Ven in a wonderful way. We can also use Christian Romero in a way that we don't currently have the ability to do, and also we haven't got somebody else in the team that can do what we need from them, right? And then also you also have the ability to play Destiny Udogie in their correct positions and Pedro Porro in their correct positions. It literally would be. Let me get this foot mob. So what am I doing here? That wasn't it. How do I do this? That's it. Okay. So at the moment we're playing something like that, right? But if we can go to something like this, can you change the formation? Oh, that's better. Right. Is this on the screen? I think it's on the screen, isn't it? Yeah, cool. So even at the moment, you could do something like this, or you could do something like you bring him in at the moment, play Destiny Udogie there. I wouldn't want to play 3-4. I mean, you could play 3-4-3. You could do something like. I mean, he's injured, so let's just work with what we've got, right? Something like that could work at the moment. And if you do that, that's not even him as well, is it? What's the guy I'm looking for? Kudos. There we go. So something like that is possible at the moment. The problem is that we don't have any fit centre backs behind it. But Dragusin is out training today. He's out. He played in the game, played 45 minutes. I'm not saying ready for the Arsenal game. I'm not even saying ready for PSG. I'm not even saying ready for Newcastle. But I'm saying that there has to be some time, when the moments that they get on the training ground, there has to be some time that can be utilised playing this sort of system, or a system like this, where you could have, what's going on here? Oh, what am I doing? Something like the FA Cup, sorry, the PSG and the Super Cup, right? Something like that would work for me. I'd love to see it, and that's utilising players that are available. There's nobody on this pitch that's not available right now. All of those guys are available, unless I'm mistaken. I think Kudos should be back. It gives you options. This guy, then, Micky van der Ven, can get the ball and can do his thing, knowing that in that scenario, he can drop back and these guys can tuck in. Or you could even have a situation where you might not even need to use Polinia, by the way. You could use someone like Lucas Berghvall, and then you have Bentancur and Berghvall, which can do a little bit more on the ball, but Romero can step up into there, Porro can drop deeper against low blocks or whatever, and these guys can sit there and make a tight four, and Romero can then be the guy who can deliver the ball into the space, into Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons then doesn't have to come back to collect it because there's somebody at the back here at the base of our spine that can deliver the ball up towards Kudus or Richarlison. There is absolutely no reason why that formation doesn't have to be successful and doesn't have to look defensive, which is the most important thing. I can't wait to see it. I hope that they are thinking about doing it. The only concern for me is whether or not Danso, I'm pretty sure Danso will be absolutely fine over there. But what you could also do, if we are going to go to a back four, just for what it's worth, this is where a different system comes in. Let me get that over there. You could play Micky van der Ven. If you wanted to utilize his ability to carry the ball, you could play him out there. But then you haven't got the solution here. You can't play Danso over here and get the same version of Danso. You can't play Romero over here and get the same version of Romero. The only other option would be, as the current squad works, would be something like that. But I would imagine if that was available, he would do that instead, which again limits what he can do, because every time Micky van der Ven takes the ball out, carries the ball up the pitch, it worked against Copenhagen. It worked when he did it out here for Holland, but if you do it here like he tried against Manchester United, he almost got picked off, and against Chelsea, he did get picked off. And you can see that this is a guy, in the last 4 or 5 games, he's tried the same thing 4 or 5 different times. Twice it's come up and looked fantastic. The other 2 or 3 times he's been picked off, and you can see he's a guy that's a little bit frustrated, a little bit that he wants to kind of play and get involved in the game. I think he's trying to demonstrate that I've got more in my locker than what I'm currently being used for. And to me, you don't want to kind of suffocate that. I don't think you want to suffocate. I think you need to enable him. You do need to enable him. And I think that with Romero, you have exactly the same value, just in a different asset. There is nobody in the Premier League that plays in a defensive situation that is better with the ball at his feet than Christian Romero. None. Absolutely, in my opinion, absolutely none. Not Virgil van Disney, not a Canate, definitely not a Saliba or a Gabriel, not a Botman. None of them. None of them. Absolutely none of them are as good with the ball at their feet as Romero is. Maybe the little fella, Lisandro Martinez at United, is a pretty good baller with his feet. But that's about it. When he plays, he's out. He's injured all the time. So yeah. Just go the whole hog. Yeah, look, I'll put Van der Ven in a midfield next to Polina. I'm just saying, right, that at the moment, so this is obviously what we're working with at the moment. In the future, and this is without any other signings, right? Without any other signings. In the future, why not have see there? Yeah. Why not have something like this? Right, why not have something like that? And then get rid of him and put Moani back in. I mean, that looks tasty as... Wrong side. That looks tasty as hell to me. I'll tell you what else looks tasty as hell to me. Is him there. Like that. That looks insane. I'm all over that, especially if you could go and get someone like him. Right, Mamo Locatelli, you could play him alongside João Palhinha. I mean, that would be unbelievable as well. This is obviously a year away because he's not coming back in the next 6 months. You could also go and get this guy from how do you spell it? Kalanoglu. Kalanoglu. There we go. Love to see him. I know he's a little bit older, 31 years old, baller. I know what's his name's a big fan of him as well. Jacko Katz is a big fan of him. Right, Inter Milan player. Go and get him. Pass the ball, thread, monster destroyer as well. It's unbelievable team. But we can't do any of these things at the moment because A, he's not there, and we haven't got Radu Dragusin back, and we haven't got Kota Takai back. So in the meantime, and you have to ask the question, why is it Why is it that Tottenham Hotspur are looking for so many centre backs? They must be on the same page. When we already have, before I come to this, we already have players like Kota Takai, Radu Dragusin, Ben Davies, Kevin Danso, Romero, Voskovic, and Van der Ven. I'm sure there's an eighth in there as well. Plus, we've got players out on loan as well. And we've got one of them in Aberdeen, in Alfie Dorrington. We have Ash Phillips at Stoke. We have 9, 10 centre backs. So why are we looking for more? Well, I believe because they're trying to expedite the process. I really think they are trying to expedite the ability to do this sort of thing. And so let's have a look at who we can go to, right? Let's have a look, see what we can do. So this is the list of all left-footed, left-sided centre backs. Now we know Josko Gvardiol, player that we all wanted. He's ended up staying. He was at Leipzig. He's gone to Man City. He's not going to go anywhere. Bastoni, we wanted him for years. He's never going to leave Inter unless he absolutely has to. Gabriel, never going to leave. Micky van der Ven, our boy. Levi Colwill, never going to leave. Lisandro Martinez. I mean, he's not worth 50 million quid to me. He's too small for the role, but he's a baller, but he would never come. Sven Botman, it's fine. He's happy where he is. Calafiori, we missed out on him last season. Gonzalo Inacio, absolute baller, by the way. I'm surprised he's still at Sporting. Very much surprised. Really, really balanced in his play. Can play down the left-hand side, left-footed. He would be perfect at Tottenham. He costs a lot of money, and dealing with Varandas at Sporting is a nightmare. But he will eventually leave. Whether he goes, I'm sure he'll go to Liverpool. He might go to Liverpool. He might go to United to join up with Amorim. You know, United need new centre backs, but he is an option about someone that could leave Sporting, because in Sporting they have a really weird wage structure. None of them get paid a lot of money. None of them get paid they get paid not based on their talent, but based on their longevity of time, which is part of the metric of keeping them at Sporting for longer. Is the longer you spend there, that the more money you get paid. It's a very unique payment structure, but ultimately he will eventually leave Inacio, and Inacio will leave Sporting and come somewhere else. So we know Pau Torres is at Villa. He's not going to go anywhere. We missed out on that one. He turned us down as well 2 or 3 times, didn't he? So fuck him. Jared Branthwaite just signed a new contract at Everton. A player that Tottenham are clearly linked with. Again, we are definitely looking for support in that regard. Castello Lucaba, a player who I loved him from when he was playing in France 3 seasons ago. He's been at Leipzig now for a couple of years. He is a player that I've mentioned to you hundreds of times. I think he could come. Nathan Ake, a player. Look, he's not particularly entirely balanced, but that again, you have to break in the context here of like where does he sit in the tackle percentage? Well, he's 50th percentile, sure, but he's playing for Manchester City, who most of the time don't have to do too much in the way of defensive work. Path completion though, 94%. Unbelievable, right? Fouls per 90. He's 0.32, which sounds like he's in the 100th percentile, but actually that's on the lower end. He's fouling less than anybody else. He's a very, very well-rounded defender, 30 years old. He didn't end up leaving City in the summer, and we were thinking about taking him on loan. He was off. He might end up going again in January. I doubt that we'll get any business done with Manchester City, but I'd be more than happy for him to come in to be able to allow us to do those sorts of things. Left-footed, left-sided centre-back. Hincape, a player that Johnny and I have loved for ages. What a player he is. He ended up going to Arsenal, fair enough. This guy, Schlotterbeck. I am on the screen, aren't I? I'm talking to you. Hang on a sec. What's that? Shawnee, have you considered we are looking because we are selling? Who? Selling Van der Ven? Got to get that. Excuse me. We have to get that guy locked in. He's getting paid 50 grand a week. We absolutely have to get him locked in. 100%. Jared Branthwaite. I think he's ambipedal, to be honest. I think he's both-footed. He is left-footed, left-sided, but I think he actually can play with both feet as well. Right. So, yeah, a good player, but I'd be surprised if we can get him. But it'd be interesting. If we get Jared Branthwaite, by the way, if we can get Jared Branthwaite, this to me, the reason I'm dwelling on this, and I've been talking about it for so long with you guys about my desire to see a back three, is because we don't have the midfielders, right? I agree with people like Sava. I agree with people like Danny. I agree with a lot of the guys that have been saying that the midfield solution is difficult. And yes, we definitely need a supply of talent in the midfield role. But there's one other way that you can go about that is fix a solution that we need more depth in anyway. And if you can go and find a left-footed, left-sided player, they hold their value like Bitcoin. They hold their value like gold because they are scarce resources. And that's why all of these players have been gobbled up in the last few years. They all have. And if we're not careful, Micky van der Ven will absolutely be, they'll come calling for him. The guy's 24 years old. Everyone can see what he's capable of. We have one of the best players. This was the best bit of business that Tottenham Hotspur have done in years. In years. And you wouldn't sell him for less than for 120 million quid, for my opinion, because money just doesn't go as far as it used to in every walk of life, let alone football. Anyway, you're not going to get Botman. Where did I get to in the list? Nico Schlotterbeck. So Schlotterbeck, what a player. 25 years old, right? He's brilliant in the air. He's so balanced. Look at that unbelievable octagon or whatever you're going to call this. Right? Long pass completions. Again, if you're going to play him on the left-hand side of a 3, or you play him in a back 2, it allows you to work with Micky van der Ven in different ways. It allows you to utilize Romero, another player that is unbelievable at doing things. But on top of that, Nico Schlotterbeck is an unbelievable player. And Dortmund, but this guy for some reason doesn't get linked anywhere. He was hot property 2 or 3 years ago, and everybody just kind of forgot about him in terms of the transfer rumors. Give me Nico Schlotterbeck all day long. All day long. What a player. What a player. Right, we can forget about, Lucas Hernandez, the brother of the other Hernandez brother at Milan. This guy apparently has got a bit of, I didn't know this, but apparently he's got a little bit of a bad rap for problems with women or whatever. Not too sure about it. I was talking about him in the summer. I think that he, as a footballer, before I realised that he had issues with, I think he pled guilty to, I'm not going to say it because I forget, and I don't want to say something wrong, but unbelievable player. Unbelievable player. I would take him just on the footballing side. I'm not sure about the personal stuff. Pacho, one of the best centre-backs in the game. He's just signed a contract at PSG a couple of days ago, so forget about him. He's not going anywhere. Buongiorno. We were linked with him in the summer. Really interesting player. I think, I'm not sure. Has he just joined? Hang on a second. Buongiorno. Napoli. I'm not sure if he just joined Napoli or whether he. Here we go. Let's have a look. See, was he at Napoli in the summer? No, he was at Torino. He was at Torino last summer, and he joined them for 35 million euros. So he's been there a year. Listen, he'd be a player that I think would be very interesting. But if I'm entirely honest, his stats are a little bit underwhelming. But he's certainly a player that can do what we're trying to achieve. In what I would like us to achieve. David Hansko, right? This is a player that I've wanted from Feyenoord for years. I spoke to you about this guy forever. I absolutely loved him. He was going to go to Saudi Arabia, and then for whatever reason it fell through last minute. He ended up at Atletico Madrid. He's having a brilliant season at Atletico. Right, brilliant player, but Atletico need money. Atletico don't have the coin to be able to do what they want to do, and so I wouldn't. I'd have absolutely no problem. And he's 27 years old. I'd have absolutely no problem if Tottenham were to go around and try to find the solution. Maisie Adventure saying Paul Van Hecker from Brighton. No problem with him, mate. What a player he is. I think he's a brilliant player. Very unfortunate in the game at Tottenham when we were 2-0 down at Brighton. When he scored the own goal for us to equalise. Great player, Paul Van Hecker. Great player. Guys, I'll be back in 1 second. Someone's at my door. Just give me 25 seconds. I'll be back. 25. No more, no less. Sorry about that, guys. Where did I get to? I'll press pause for a second and come out and let me sort of check out the chat, see where we got to. So there's a lot of players out there that we can still go and get. None of them are going to be cheap, but they're all very necessary for me, from what I want to see Tottenham do. I think we need to have that option to go to a back three, and I genuinely believe that if we were to do that, we can unleash the potential that we have in our centre backs and in our wing backs / fullbacks. What's everyone saying? What about Murillo from Forest? Murillo for me is a low block specialist. I think he's a very, very talented player, but I'm not sure. I mean, look, I don't know. I don't think we're ever going to be able to buy a player from Forest again, given what happened last time. I think Murillo's a fantastic player. I really do. Really do. What are we saying there? You just said he's not a very good centre-back. Who? Who did I say is not a very good centre-back? Bitcoin is down $30,000 this month. We don't need that store of value. Yeah, you find me another investment that's done better over the last 15 years, and I'll show you a full dichotomy. Schlotterbeck is class, but I don't see him leaving. He doesn't earn that much money at Dortmund. I honestly don't understand. And then there's played for France this week. Yeah, good player. But again, I don't know. But someone told me in the summer, like, why are you promoting Tottenham sign that guy? He's a grapist. And I was like, oh, is he? You know, I don't know. I've got no idea. Always buy from Bruges. Just get Paco. Just get mini Paco, Joel Ordonez from Bruges. Yeah. Another Ordonez player, isn't there? Another Ordonez's just gone to Chelsea, though, Foxy, right? A couple of Ordonez players. Lilian Brazier from Rennes is an interesting option. Not familiar. Martin, not familiar, mate. I don't know. Haven't seen enough of him. Sorry, Yankee Doodle. Sorry, mate. Sorry. It was a longer conversation, I thought. Sean has been talking too many conspiracies and Court never should have talked about Mars. Inacio of Sporting Lisbon. Yeah, I spoke about him a second ago, Surreal. Big up to you, mate. I haven't seen you before. Good to see you. I like Inacio. I really do. I think Inacio will probably end up at Liverpool, to be honest. I wouldn't be surprised. Or one of those sorts of teams. You know, I think that there's just a reality of the situation, that there's a pecking order. I definitely think he will end up somewhere like that. Let's get back to the list. I want to show you some more. For me, there's still a load of players in this top list that we can be going after. So we've done, David Hansko. Like I say, David Hansko for me, what a player. Hiroki Ito, he's a player. If you remember, look at that for a wild octagon or whatever that is. 1, 2, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. What the fuck is an 11-agon? There's a dodecahedron. What's an 11-sided shape? Someone find out what an 11-sided shape is. But this guy's a player that when he was at Stuttgart, he was sensational. He went to Bayern Munich. I was all about Tottenham signing, and then he hurt his foot. I think he broke his metatarsal, and then I think he broke it again when he came back. I think he got one tackle and he broke it again. So he's been out for basically all of 2025, and I think he's just recently came back, and he's back to his, like, he's looking good at Bayern Munich. But I don't know if there's any chance you could get him, but we should have got him, you know, before he got injured, and shouldn't have let him go to Bayern Munich. What a play he is. Hiroki Ito of Japan. Sensational. Lucas Beraldo, there you go. I think someone said it in the chat. Great player. Unbelievable player. Plays quite a lot on the right-hand side as well. The 41% he plays on the right side, and 46% he plays on the left side with a left foot. What a player he is. Love to see it. 21 years old. No chance we get him, though. Jarell Hasso. A lot of Chelsea fans are furious with Jarell Hasso. They don't like him. You know, they're very unimpressed. very, very unimpressed with Juro Hato. They saw what he did in the game against Carrier-Bag, wasn't it? He made a mistake against Carrier-Bag. You know, we're not going to go and get Ben Chilwell at Strasbourg. Boscagli, a player that's just joined Brighton, could have come to Tottenham. We were looking at him. Looks like a good player. He was a free transfer, Boscagli, in the summer, and Brighton snapped him up. Evan and Dicker, a player that we've been looking at for, I don't know, 4 years on this channel. Where is he now? Roma. He was at Frankfurt, I think, before. Another good player. There are players out there, guys. There are players out there. For me, and I think I think that Tottenham are definitely looking at left-footed centre-backs. For one, because they know that there's a value in them. There's a holding value in them, but also because they know that I think that Tottenham can do bits with it. You know, we have to find a way to release the Kraken, and that Kraken is the Van der Vaken. For me, let me know your thoughts. What are you saying? Alex Bain, another one. Yep. Where is the under candy? Where is the under candy? What does that mean? No idea. Underkuggen. Is that a player? Underkuggen? No idea what we're talking about here. What about the Italian lad Bastoni? James, we've been trying to get him for... everyone would love to have him. He's one of the best left-sided centre-backs in the game. You know, one of the best left-sided centre-backs in the game. So yeah, I just think that Tottenham are looking at Konstantinos Kyriakis, right? Another player that we're looking at who's not in the top list. Let me show you a little bit about him though. Really interesting player, Konstantinos Kyriakis. Big fan of his. He's over at Wolfsburg. I mean, 21 years old. He's just sort of breaking through. Greek international, decent with the ball at his feet. Good at switching, good at crossing, good at passing. Long passes seem to be his forte. I've got no problem with it, especially if we want to go into some sort of tactical ability to play with a sort of like that. This system again, like I was talking about before. If you want to do something like this, right, and then you're playing, you put him in there, and then you could have, or you could do something like this. Oh, wait a minute, sorry, that one there, and then have Konstantinakis there. I can't even find his name. Wherever it is. Oh, fuck it, whatever. Too much effort. But what a player he is. What a player he could be, right? I'm a big fan of Konstantinos Kyriakis. Very, very good. Good output as well. Powerful long shot on him. I've seen a few of his clips where he smashes the ball with his left foot into top bins. Really interesting player. Tottenham are clearly looking for it. It could only mean to me, I have to sort of connect the dots and think that Tottenham are genuinely looking to try to figure out a way to release our left-sided centre-back into a more offensive tactic. It's not going to happen before Arsenal. It's not going to happen probably this side of Christmas. But we have to believe, we have to hope that we have a manager that can see the opportunities that the squad presents, and that he doesn't expect the squad to adapt to him like our previous managers, from Conte to Mourinho to Jose. So from Conte to Mourinho to Postecoglou. They all wanted they all had their system, and they all wanted our team to be fit towards playing their way. Sometimes you should be adaptable as a manager and go, do you know what? I've got players here that can do certain things. I need to figure out how to use them better. One of the best managers for that sort of thing, by the way, is Nuno. And we had him. We didn't trust him. We didn't have any patience for him. But he's a guy that can put the best... He can pivot his tactics to the best system from what he has. And I hope that Thomas Frank can do the same. Otherwise, if he can't, then I'm not sure why we have him. You know, we have to be able to trust that this guy is going to do something and work with it. He might need a bit more time, get some injuries, get Radu Dragusin back, get Kota Takai ready. And if we can start a game with two centre-backs on the bench and two centre-backs in the play, there's no reason why at a certain point in the not-too-distant future, we can pivot to a back three. And then we can actually see Udogie playing the way that he absolutely should be able to play. Same with Pedro Porro. and then be able to also let Romero and Van der Ven do their bit as well. For me, that's an interesting system. Sean, what about the free agent list in the summer? Any left-sided centre back? Let's have a look at them. Shall we? Got them here. Let's have a look at here's the first page. Let me get rid of your post. Any left backs that we would take? I mean, left side centre back. I mean, Antonio Rudiger. He's probably he's right-sided, but he could probably sit there, figure it out. Anybody else on there? No. No, Carvajal's right back. I know what, Julian Brandt is a free transfer. I rate Julian Brandt. I don't know if you guys agree, but I think that Julian Brandt is a cracking player. Carvajal's is more of a right back than anything else. Let's have a look. What's the next page? Here we go. We've got Fabinho, Casemiro, Anderson, Reyes, Lewandowski, Pellegrini. Kalidou Koulibaly. Is that the Koulibaly? Is that the bloke who went to Chelsea? Is that the Koulibaly who went to Chelsea? There's a lot of Koulibalys. Which one is he the Chelsea one? Yeah, he plays for Al Hilal. He captained Senegal. Yeah, he's the guy who earns a fucking fortune, isn't he? I think he might be left-footed. But he was absolutely shocking. He scored an absolute worldie against. I think it was him. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was him who scored an absolute worldie against Tottenham in a 2-2 draw, and then he was absolutely awful after that. There's a lot of Koulibalys out there. I think it's him. Mendy's the keeper. What else we got? Dusan Blajovic, Weston McKennie, Milenkovic-Savic, Nemanja Matic. Is he still playing? Far out. Nemanja Matic is still playing. Where's he playing? Nemanja Matic. How old is he? 37 years old. Nemanja Matic. And plays. He's a left-footed, left-sided centre back. You know, Nemanja Matic. He's a left-footed, left-sided centre back. I mean, yeah. Where's he playing now? He's playing now at Sassuolo. He's too old. But you asked if there's a player out there that's a left-footed, left-sided centre back. He is one. Quentin Timber. I'll tell you what. There's a player there. There is a player in Quentin Timber. He's a midfielder rather than a fullback, but he's a player. Available for a free transfer. Apparently Arsenal are after him. We'll have to look into that one. For sure. Stefan de Vrij could play in a back three. I wouldn't want him now. He's too old. Let's have a look at the next page. We've done that one. What's this one? Mark Gahey. There you go. That's the guy that you want. Isn't it? If you can go and sign Mark Gahey, you're fine. Ryan Sessegnon about to go and get paid again somewhere else. Mike Mannion, goalkeeper. Let me ask you this: Would you guys Upamecano? You take him as well in a heartbeat. He plays more on the right, but what a player he is. Rico Henry. I'd take him. If he can stay fit for the rest of this season, I would take Rico Henry from Brentford. I think he's class. Such a good player. Ibrahima Konate. Yeah. Well, Konate plays on the right, but if you got N'Golo Kante, gee whiz. There's a name at the bottom of that list. I can't see it. I think it's Bernardo Silva. I'm pretty sure that says Bernardo Silva at the bottom of the list. He's out of contract as well. I tell you what, this summer, let me get rid of this for a second. And there's also a fourth page, by the way. This summer, let me come over here. I'll come this way for a second. This summer, right, there are a lot of names on these four lists of players that all clubs should be looking at? I know there's a long time to go between now and the summer, so half of these will probably get re-signed up. But my word, is there a lot of players that are available this summer that will go for big money or big signing extensions. Tyrick Mitchell, I don't think Tyrick Mitchell is actually. I think that they just haven't updated his contract because Tyrick Mitchell is a player that is always seems to have no contract left. He's always like a player that still carries on playing for Palace, despite the fact that his contract on transfer market, etc., looks like it's out of date. But I think that there's I don't know. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but it was a weird one. Very weird one. There's a hell of a lot of good players out there, though. A hell of a lot of players. Marco Senesi. That is a lot of apple juice. Yeah. Listen, I'm appetizer, my man. The side view is the best view. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi. Look at me. Not sure how accurate this is because Bono signed a contract about 2 months ago. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I got sent it by somebody. I'm sure a lot of these players will end up signing new deals, but it is what it is. You take Danny Welbeck. You would take Danny Welbeck, mate. What are we doing here? There's rules. There's rules to the game, bro. We don't take no Welbecks. We don't take no Welbecks. Anyway, I hope that my point was made. I hope you guys will let me know in the comments over the next couple of days whether you agree or disagree. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm back tonight with a transfer update video for you, but I wanted to get this one done now. I'll leave you and let you go and enjoy your day. At 4:00, we're on Football Inc. Come over there, and I will see you. I will see you there, and I'll see you later on for an update this evening, and then tomorrow back on here. Oh, sorry, and tonight at 8:00. Sorry, tonight at 8:00, Spurs 5 as well. So we'll check you then. Check you out. Spurs 5 tonight. Yes, Hendra. Yes, mate. We are on Spurs 5 tonight. So Football Inc. at 4, Spurs 5 at 8. Maybe another one from me for this channel as an upload, and then tomorrow we've got Spurs Talk Show, Spurs Football Inc., and we've got tomorrow night Rabbit Hole Ramblings. And if you are interested in conspiracies, then please check it out. Love you guys. Hit the like button. Thank you everyone for the super chats, etc. And I'll see you tomorrow. See you later, even. Bye-bye.